Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 16th of September. Thank you so much for joining me. This is for your sun or your ascendant. If you yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did now. This week sees Saturn end its 4.5 month backward journey. I think this is something that we can all let out a collective sigh of relief around. But it is true that last week's full moon in Pisces is still feeding its way into this week's proceedings. This is asking us to remain mindful of the more spiritual or emotional dimension of the more practical elements of our aims and our activities. But it is also true to say that Venus and Mercury are forging a beautiful alliance in the sign of Libra. Of course, Venus rules Libra, so it's in its home zone. And if there is something that needs to be discussed, these two will certainly help us to be a bit more detached and embrace a bit more diplomacy. It is true in the second half of the week that Mercury goes into a square with Saturn, and possibly there could be a bit of inhibition or a bit of a stumble around one particular interaction. But I think it is a chance to reach out, to try to find some consensus, to meet people halfway. However, Uranus is forging an obtuse angle to Venus all this week. So when it comes to relationship issues where money might be involved, it's probably better not to be too impetuous. There's also a quarter moon as this week closes in the sign of Gemini. It's just cautioning us not to try to pack too much in. There is a window of opportunity to be really constructive because Mars is forging an awesome angle to Pluto. So if we're really single-minded and we've done our research and we're very precise in our approach, there is the opportunity for a huge step forwards. But if we try to do too much, this quarter moon is going to catch us out. So if you're planning any do-it-yourself, as this week draws to a close, it's probably best not to be too ambitious. Your specific forecast, Pisces, suggests that last week's full moon in your sign is still going to have an impact into this week. It's really about your relationships. What you're trying to discover is who is truly meaningful for you. And because your direction of travel, your highest hopes, has been checked by Saturn's retrograde over the last 4.5 months, it may have been a time when certain strands came to a close or there were disappointments. But that's not true of every situation. And if you have been lucky enough to forge a new alliance, whether it be a friendship, a new colleague, or a personal involvement, the angle this week between Pluto and the Sun gives you awesome hope to really embrace this potential fully and go for it. With Venus and Mercury also connecting in your 8th house, it's going to help you to have a greater understanding of the depth of someone's sincerity, but also it can see you much more attracted to the more sensual, intimate side of relating. In a financial sense, Venus and Mercury combining can be brilliant in the 8th house for business. So if you are trying to do something where you need to collaborate with others, one particular association could go from strength to strength. It is true that Neptune in your sign does continue to square with Jupiter. These are your two ruling planets. So when it comes to your worldly ambitions, you have to be realistic. And the quarter moon, as this week draws to a close, also suggests just stay conscious of your own emotional needs in any interactions that you share. But generally, this can be a week when you really get on the front foot. If you'd like to know about personal astrology based on your time, date and place of birth, you can order your year 2020 forecast, get the rest of this year 3 and get 30% off. Please see the link beneath this video. But for now, good luck and goodbye.